I remember that day like it was almost like yesterday. It was great. We just had this wonderful conversation. It really didn't seem like much of an interview. But towards the end of the conversation, I remember Eleanor very expressly stating, "Oh, and by the way, did I tell you about this idea of cooking and teaching? Not only cooking, but teaching." And I kind of, my jaw dropped and I kind of went, oh, I don't know if I fancy myself a teacher or whatever, but we agreed that, okay, let's just think about a one-year contract and we'll just take it one step at a time. I'm not sure yet about committing to being a teacher, but let's just see. And that was 22 years ago. So.
Okay, so that was sort of like the time when the chef school was being conceived?
No, actually the school had been up and running for more than, I think, 5 years. They'd probably been up and running for 5 or 6 years at a time.
Okay.
So anyway, but the premise of the chef school, as you all know, is it's run in the off season from the theater season with 2 to 3 restaurants involved. So.
Okay, and I guess fast forwarding a little bit, how has it been being a chef and an educator at this?
It's wonderful. I mean, my very first couple of years, if I go back a little bit, it really made me realize, I thought at the time, anyway, I know a lot about food, and I know a lot about food, but or about techniques and whatever, but it really forces you to be grounded in some really good basic things that, you may or may not know, but you may not practice them all the time. It really does force you to think about that. And so, I mean, my very first few years teaching, I was very conscious of that, like having to, go back and really like read, study, think about a lot of things. But it's been great. I think it helped me a lot in my sort of development as a chef. It's now going into year 23 at the Stratford Chefs School. So there's been, I mean, I couldn't even guess as to how many students, like hundreds, maybe getting close to, probably getting close to 1,000 students that I've seen over the time that I've been here. So I consider myself a mentor to a lot of people over the last 20-something years.
And it seems like that relationship evolves from student to being someone who works with you in your kitchen. I think a lot of your
for sure.
staff
our
chefs.
Staff throughout all the years have been either graduates or current second-year students, or even students that are going into the school. I've never worked or hired anyone outside of a connection with the school.
Is that right? Wow,
yeah,
phenomenal.
That does have its challenges sometimes,
right.
But yet I've always been blessed with having had some really wonderful help, like all my sous chefs over the years. There's probably been maybe 4, 5, 6, half a dozen that have all been graduates with at least 3, 4 years experience, and they've all been tremendous.
Amazing.